If she was the only one that was high in the house, I don't know. So I want, before she tells me her story, before I finish the medical records and see if your story is consistent with that, I want you to tell me, listen to me carefully, your story about what happened on July the 13th. Go.
Judge Judy.
No, don't say me Judge Judy. I know who I am.
Okay. That is totally not what happened.
Just a second. I want you to tell me what happened.
When I came home from school, she was in the house. She wasn't supposed to be there. She didn't pay my sister her portion of the rent. So we was in the kitchen, and I'm like, Kylie, what are you doing in the house? You're not supposed to be here. You didn't pay my sister the portion of the rent. She was boiling water for coffee that she was drinking, and the handle was out on the stove. She was not laying down or anything.
No, just don't tell me what she wasn't. I'm reading the medical records. I want you to tell me what happened. So she was boiling water on the stove.
We was in the kitchen, and then we got into the argument, and as she went to push me, the handle was sticking out from the pot of water, and the water came all down here on her.
That's not true.
Not consistent with the medical records, your story. I read what you said in the answer. But the medical records, what the doctors observed of where the injuries were on her inner thigh are totally inconsistent with this story that you just told me of water being spilled. If it's spilled, it's on the outer section of your thigh. Unless she was standing with her legs gesprayt. Totally gesprayt boiling water.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So the story that you give me is a whole lot of who shot John. Yes, it is. It's a whole lot of who shot John. And the reason, it wasn't a fake police officer.
It was.
Because what you say is you were lying in bed naked and she came in and poured scalding water on you. Medical records.
I said he was fugazi because he did not arrest her.
Listen to me. I don't know what you're on now. I don't care. I don't care. The reason that they didn't arrest her, that doesn't mean he's a fake cop, is because you were so high that night that when they asked her what happened, she gave this cockamamie story. And since they couldn't get a cogent story from you because you were so high, they said, she tells me, she's looking at me like a basset hound with those eyes that say, I'm telling you the truth. That's the way she spoke to the cop. And that's why she wasn't arrested. I don't believe her because the cops certainly didn't look at these medical records because the medical records are totally inconsistent with this baloney story you just told me.
She wasn't even in the apartment when the cops showed up. She had fled the scene when the cops showed up.
The reason that they didn't take you seriously is because you were so high on drugs that you were in an altered state. Do you understand?
No.
That doesn't mean she didn't do it.
Okay.
I'm telling you that the reason that the police didn't take you seriously was because you were on another planet. Do you understand? That doesn't excuse her behavior. But you asked me a question. You said he's a fake cop. He's not a fake cop. He couldn't get anything from you, neither could the doctor. Because according to the doctor who examined you, you were so high and in such an altered state, he couldn't get a history. The only thing that you were able to tell him was that somebody poured boiling water on you. And the medical records are totally consistent with that story. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you're partially to blame for the fact that they didn't arrest her. Do you understand? How old are you?
I'm 36.
Why don't you go into rehab?
I did.
For how long?
For about 2 months.
Didn't work. You know, you're lucky you're not doing 10 years. I'm telling you, you're lucky you're not doing 10 years. Because if somebody put this all together, and if it wasn't for the fact that they found lots of drug people on the night of the 13th, which is what you say, we were all smoking at night. I mean, every single page says, from every different doctor who examined you, it says disoriented and high on PCP, uncooperative in substance abuse, flat affect. That's why. What she did was terrible. What she did was terrible. They didn't take you seriously. And that is not an excuse for them. But part of the reason they didn't take you seriously is because you were your own worst enemy. Well, that's it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're done here.